Aseprite importer and pixel perfect camera in Unity can sometimes be a bit strange. I want to show you what's worked for me over the last few weeks. As you can see here, I have a very basic Aseprite scene where I've been building houses for my game. So when you've got your Aseprite file set up, first thing you want to do is save this into your Unity game folder. So navigate to your Unity game folder and save your file in there. Once you've done that, go back over to Unity and open up the file. When you drag them into the file, you should see that everything is scaled incorrectly and it pivoted way off. First thing you want to do is change your pixel per unit to match whatever sprite file you're using. I'm using 16. Then you want to make sure that filter mode is point no filter, and then change the format from automatic to RGB 32-bit. As you can see then, when you drag it back in, the sprites should be the same size that they were in Aseprite, but they're still bundled in one big file, so we're going to change that now. Back over in the import settings, first thing you want to do is change import mode to individual layers. And we're going to turn off model prefab and animation clips and then hit apply. After that, we're just going to delete the one we haven't seen and drop in Harry's house. As you can see, the files have now all been successfully broken down, but the pivot point is still in the wrong location. One reason we want this to be fixed is because if we decide to make any changes in Aseprite, such as move this pink house in, and then save and go back to Unity, Harry's house is going to move all over the map. So we need to fix that next. Back over in your import settings, we're going to change pivot assignment to custom, and for me 0.5 and 0.15 has worked great for these houses, and then we're going to change pivot space to local. You can see after that the house will be locked to the main pivot point that you assigned, and when you go back into Aseprite and decide to move your sprites back around and save, they'll stay exactly where they were when you set them up in Unity. Now that we have that set up, let's build out a little game world with all the houses that we have. If we zoom in a little here, you can see that the game is not actually pixel perfect. The main player's pixels are just slightly out of line of the world, so we're going to fix that. Jump over to your Cinemachine camera, go to add extension and add pixel perfect. Then on your main camera, you want to add the pixel perfect camera component. You're going to change your aspect ratio to match your pixel per unit that you're using for your sprites. Next, you're going to change your reference resolution to 320 by 180, and then you're going to switch on grid snapping and upscale render texture. Zooming back in here, we can see that we've now set up pixel perfect correctly, but if you look at the pie shop here, you can see that some of our sprites have broken slightly, so let's fix that. Back over in your sprite importer settings, we're going to change our mesh type to full rect and hit apply. Looking back at the game, that's managed to fix some of the issues, but we still have this problem with the corner being clipped off. So jumping back over to our sprite import settings, we're going to change the sprite padding to 2 and hit apply. Go back into play mode here, we can see that all the sprites now look exactly as they do in Aseprite. One more thing that we're going to fix here is with the player movement. When you're working on a pixel game in Unity, you want all of your sprites to be nice and sharp, but as you can see when the player runs here, there's a bit of blur on his face. If this is something that you're experiencing in your game as well, this is how you fix it. The first thing we want to do is go to the Cinemachine camera, and we're going to change the damping to 0. The next thing, jump onto your player, and if you're using a physical body character, you want to change interpolate on rigid body 2D to interpolate. And as you can see now, we have nice, clear, crisp animations. And with that, you should be good to go. Your game should now look pixel perfect and incredibly crisp, and your player's movement should look a lot more consistent. Just wanted to make this really quick in case it manages to help somebody else setting up their pixel perfect camera while also using the Aseprite importer. If you found this helpful, please like the video and don't forget to subscribe. Otherwise, I'll catch you in the next one.